This is one we looked at this morning. Gapped up on some positive news, roughly 1.7 to nearly 5.50. Then made a bit of a retracement, found support at the 2.9 level, which we kind of mapped out on the daily earlier. It had a gap to fill on the daily from about 4.7 to 4.9. Kind of theorized that if we had a break of 4.7, we might see a bigger momentum move to the upside, but it just could not break that 4.7 level. We had a bit of a strong open, kind of open near or below VWAP, pretty volatile, but then made a huge move up, breaking through on big volume through VWAP, and then kind of consolidating at this, I would say, $4 range, in a very volatile sense. It's kind of did that in pre-market. We're doing this again in the morning. See a little bit of a wedge breakout here, kind of a break of 4, and then the break of 420 being a little bit of a resistance level from the pre-market and on the open. Breaks out, just didn't have enough follow through. I mean, we have decreasing volume. If I can, well, actually we had strong volume on the breakout. Probably a lot of short positions also getting stopped out. People are coming in pre-market shorting, pre-marketing, or then on the open in the morning, shorting off that 420 level. So we get a break off of that. Huge volume, but not enough to really follow through. I mean, you can see RSI is decreasing. Then we just have a big retracement flush on the backside, from nearly 440 to about $4, and then just breaks VWAP, and then just consolidates sideways really at like 350 range. So I mean, it's been trading within this like $4 to $3.40 range. Below VWAP, so not as strong. Possibly if it comes back tomorrow with some momentum and volume, and we see a break of this 420 level again, we might see a test of that 4.7 level, which then a break of that could lead to much bigger move to the upside if there's follow through. Had decent volume today, about 80 million shares, so it could see possibly a decent continuation. It's a low float, so definitely has the potential. Just depends on what else comes on the radar tomorrow morning. Right now it's really just holding this 3.4 level. I think a break of 2.9, $3.29 is going to mean just a further downtrend. But if it can kind of hold this and kind of creep towards 4 in the pre-market, it might be interesting for the upside. Let's take a look at AFIB, sorry. Low float healthcare stock, I believe is up on some news today. Kind of a similar move almost. We have a gap up pre-market, kind of consolidating below VWAP, but then on the open we see a big kind of sell-off and retracement down to about that 93 cent level, which kind of is roughly like a previous level on the daily, kind of there, and maybe that $1 range, but finds support there and then bounces actually back up to VWAP. Right now it's kind of trading around VWAP, so I mean, in terms of volume, big volume on the open, and then fades a little bit, but then we had some more volume here on the near the close for that breakout of over VWAP. I think a lot of people were probably betting for a larger break, and possibly then a test of what appears to be this one. Draw this out. kind of almost like a 120 level. I think if it can stay around this VWAP 110 level and then test, a break of 120, it's possible to see a bigger move. I mean, I think kind of the next thing would be, that high that it tested in the pre-market near that 144 range. It has been in a bit of a downtrend, so I mean, it does have a potential to maybe have a little bit of an explosive move, but maybe not as big. I mean, just because it's the range on this. I mean, maybe going back a few months, like 220. It's been very low ATR stocks. I mean, it's not like a huge gap. I mean, if it were to break this 1.4 and go really crazy, break 195, and then I don't know, maybe the 225 level, you might see something, an absolute squeeze. I mean, I think on the daily it goes all the way back. I mean, if it breaks like a 475 level, these are all 372. These are all kind of pie in the sky type levels. I think kind of a more realistic would be, a break if it can't hold this 190, 192, 193 level that it did today, or even $1. Really, you probably see another retracement down to under $1, to maybe, I don't know, the 8.5s. On the flip side, if we can hold this VWAP 110, break a 120, you might see a retest of 1.4. Let's look at CYN. We've been looking at this one the past few days. Just been on a real strong uptrend. I'd say really driven more so by technicals. We had a gap day, positive news, but I think just kind of a continuation of shorting and short positions and then squeezing really has made this thing go. I mean, today high of 439. It's not really expecting that. I mean, but that's just the market. We are consolidating right now about $4. I mean, in terms of like next moves, I mean, maybe opponent consolidation is like 480. So maybe we see another move up to there. I mean, we are pretty, you could qualify this maybe as overbought and kind of extended on the daily. Huge uptrend with not any real big pullback, pretty far off the SMA, and just big swings within a day. I mean, yesterday was low of 230, high of 377. I mean, we're doing basically like dollar ATRs now. So I don't know. Maybe we see that. I mean, it's kind of been following the trend. I mean, as of like just kind of slowly grinding up, holding, and then bigger squeezes on the open. I think kind of a level really to watch is, I'd say, roughly 430, 433. If it can hold 4, break that, late pre-market or on the open, you might see another move to the upside. And then again, if it has continuation of volume and buying, then you might see just another bigger uptrend. I think I did see some people on Twitter saying that they were short and kind of getting squeezed. I mean, it is a really good short candidate, just clearly pretty risky based off the actual price action. I mean, if you were to short here at $4, I mean, I think a break of 366 would be nice, kind of give you a bit of a peace of mind that you're correct, and possibly with a fuller, farther downtrend, maybe 315. And then, I mean, after 315, really don't find too much levels until like 250. So see what it does. If it holds this VWAP, then maybe inches towards 430, possibly move to the upside. On the other hand, if it breaks down, can't hold 4, and kind of breaks 366, 365 level, you might see a further retracement down to 315, and then a break of that, even more so.